Hi everyone, today I'm gonna show you how to send a file to the server without using an HTML form element. We are going to do this using JavaScript, the FormData object, and an Ajax request. So let's get started. Now the files that we need are a script.php file, so we can fetch the uploaded file and save it in the uploads folder that I have in my project's structure, a JavaScript file to send the Ajax request, and an index.html file for our HTML code. Now in the index file, I already have an input element, a button which will act as a submit button, and a script tag that points to the JavaScript file. In the input element, I have set the type attribute to file to create the choose file button and an ID set to file. Also, I gave the button an ID of upload button. We will reference both IDs from the JavaScript file to access those elements. And as you can see, we don't use a form. Now let's bring the browser in the screen to see those two elements. Here we have the file input element and the upload button. Also, I have the console open so we can see some actions that we'll make. Now let's go to the JavaScript file and start coding. The first thing that I will do in the JavaScript file is to target the upload button and the ID and the file input element. Next, I will take the upload button and I will assign a non-click event listener to it, and I will set it equal to a function. So every time we click on the upload button, a function will run. Next, I will create a variable named FormData, and I will set it equal to a new FormData object. With a FormData object, we can easily construct and send key value pairs, including files, using an Ajax request to the server. Next, I'm going to target the file that we are selecting using the file input button. I will create a variable named selected file, and I will set it equal to the file variable. And then I will call the files property, which is an array that holds all the files that we are selecting. And since we are selecting only one file, this file lives in index 0. Let's see this. I will output to the console the selected file variable. I will bring the browser in the screen and select the file. I will press the upload button, and we see in the console that we have access to the selected file. We see the name, the size, and the type of the file. Nice. Next, I will take the FormData object and I will use the append method to structure a new key value pair. I will set the key to file and the value to the selected file. Next, I will create an object that will hold the parameters that we want to send alongside with a fetch method. I will set the method to post. I will leave the headers object empty. We don't need to specify a content type header when we use the FormData object. The FormData object will encode the data for us. And last, in the request's body, I will assign the FormData object. Next, I will use the fetch method. In the first parameter, I will pass in the PHP file that will handle the request, and as the second parameter, I will pass in the params object. Next, I will catch the server's response. I will say .then, and inside parentheses, I will write an arrow function. I will open parentheses, and inside I will write the variable response. This is the function's parameter. The response variable will hold the response object that the fetch method returns. Then I will use the double arrow operator, which means that the function will return what comes next. So I will take the response object and I will convert it to a text object. But we cannot use the text object yet. I have to use another .then method so I can work with the data. Again, inside parentheses, I will use a variable. I will name it data, double arrow, and I will log to the console whatever message the server returns. That's all the JavaScript code we need. Now let's go to the PHP file to catch the Ajax request. The first thing that I will do in the PHP file is to check if the file is uploaded. The file key that I'm searching for is the key that we have created using the append method and is associated with a selected file. Let's check out if it works. I will do a var dump on the file key. And if our script works, we will see the selected file in our console. Let's open the browser and select a file. I will press the upload button, and nice, we see in the console the uploaded file. That means that the Ajax request in our JavaScript file is working. The file is uploaded and stored in a temporary location, so let's move it from there to our uploads folder. Now inside the if statement, I will create a variable named uploads folder, and I will set it equal to the folder that we save our file. Next, I will create the whole file path. I will create a variable named file path, and I will set it equal to the uploads folder combined with the file's name. Next, I will use the move uploaded file function to move the file from its temporary location to the uploads folder. And last, I will return the server's response to the browser. And we are done. Let's upload a file to see if it works. I'm choosing a file, pressing the upload button, and everything is working. We see the success message in the console and the uploaded file in the uploads folder. Nice. And that's all for today, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you liked it. Subscribe if you like. See you in the next one.